The Megadeth album, The System Has Failed. It was released in 2004 and produced by Dave Mustaine and Jeff Balding. So after The World Needs a Hero, Dave hurt his arm and disbanded the band for a while. Here he gets it back together, but he doesn't really have a solid lineup. Chris Poland from the first two albums comes back on guitar, and then you have I think session guys, Vinny Caliuto, I'm not sure if that's how to say it or not, on drums, and Jimmy Lee Solis, I'm not sure if that's how you say it, on bass. I like all the instrumentation on this album. I think the drums and bass and everything's really good. But this is an album that I didn't get it until a while ago, probably like a year or two ago. Didn't make a whole lot of impression on me the first couple times I listened to it, but it's really grown on me and I like it quite a bit. I like it a lot more than The World Needs a Hero. Some of the songs on it and stuff kind of remind me of stuff I would hear on the radio around this time, like when I was hanging out with friends and stuff, because I really didn't listen to the radio at the time, and I still I don't really like the type of music that was on then, but I don't know, something about Megadeth, and I like their stuff, and it kind of sounds like that, and I think it hits the nostalgia thing a little bit, and I think that's why I like some of the stuff on this album so much. But yeah, kind of a rambly intro. So yeah, from this point on, the band's pretty much just Dave and whatever lineups with him. My friend Joe calls it Mega Dave, which I'm not sure if he got that from somewhere or not, but I'm probably going to steal it and call it Mega Dave. Actually, before I get into the tracks, I have kind of a funny story related to Megadeth. So they played in Ohio this weekend, and Joe, who I already mentioned, he might be watching this too, so hi Joe. But he got to see him, I didn't get to see him. But I have another friend who works at the airport, and because of what he does, he gets to see famous people every now and then and stuff. And he texted me the other night, and he's not a Megadeth fan, but we're always telling him he kind of looks like Dave Mustaine because he's just a ginger and he's got long hair. But he really doesn't look like him that much. But he texted me and he's like, "Hey dude, I just met Dave Mustaine," and I was just like, "Oh hey, what was he like?" And he's like, "Oh, he was really chill and funny." Apparently some lady asked Dave for a picture, and he was like, "No, that's Dave Mustaine," and pointed at my friend and was like, "Take the picture with him," just kind of joking around. So I just thought that was funny. So yeah, the tracks, the album opens with Blackmail the Universe. Another one of those songs that has that talking stuff going on in it, but here it kind of works. It's not what was the name of that song, 10,000 Goodbyes or whatever it was from the last album, where it just kind of ruined it for me. Here the talking kind of works, even though it still is a little cheesy, but I like the song. I think it's a good opener. Second track, Die Dead Enough, is probably my favorite song on the album. It's really catchy. One of those ones that just kind of reminds me of stuff I used to hear back then. I might have heard the song back then, I don't know, honestly. But there is something about it that just kind of sounds familiar to me. The third track, Kick the Chair. This one, kind of the title track, because it says something about the systems have failed in it, and I like this one as well. I think it's kind of a highlight. I like Dave's vocal a lot. I think it's a catchy song. Fourth track, Scorpions, got a cool intro. Another one just kind of reminds me of that era, the way it sounds, and I like it. I think it's really catchy. It's another highlight for me. Fifth track, Tears in a Vial. I like this one as well. It's got some cool guitar. I like the guitar solo on it. The sixth track, I Know Jack, is really just kind of this 40-second thing of some guitars and stuff over people talking about how they knew JFK. And that leads into the seventh track, Back in the Day, which is another kind of highlight for me. I think it's got some really cool guitar in it, catchy song. The eighth track, Something I'm Not, I like. Not really a lot to say about it, but I like that one. Then the ninth track, Truth Be Told. This one's another one with cool guitars in it, where I like the solo, and I think it's a pretty good track. The 10th track of Mice and Men. This one, another one that I think is really catchy. I like the drums a lot. It's kind of a more laid-back song tempo-wise, and another kind of minor highlight for me. Then the 11th track, Shadow of Death, is this weird kind of prayer thing over some guitars, which really seems to kind of act as an intro for the final song, which is My Kingdom. And I think it's a cool closer. Not a whole lot to say about it, but I enjoy the way it ends the album. So yeah, the system has failed. I think it's not a Megadeth album that I hear a lot about. Maybe that's because like the lineup and the way it came out after them kind of being disbanded for a while and stuff, and having like not a stable lineup. I don't know if that like affects the perception of it or what, but I really like this album. I think it's a big improvement over The World Needs a Hero, and I think it's kind of one of the better Megadeth era albums.